Before we begin, viewer discretion is advised. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear.
Tyrus.
What I saw,
Yeah.
what it looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
Picture this. Gavin Newsom wakes up like he's in a cologne commercial. Sunlight hitting that hair as if it's a national treasure. Suit hanging ready like it's about to attend the Oscars. And that practiced smirk in the mirror that screams, "America, I'm ready for my close-up." He probably whispered to himself, "Future president," while brushing his teeth with imported spring water. But what he didn't know was that today wasn't going to be about his staged photo ops or his pretend progressivism. Today, he was walking straight into a cinematic ambush starring Mel Gibson and Tyrus.
Of turmoil, and I asked my fellow Angelenos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded.
Yes, you heard that right. Mad Max and a human bulldozer decided to join forces. And Gavin? Well, Gavin found himself as the main course at the roast buffet. One second, he's thinking he's the leading man. The next, he's reduced to comic relief in someone else's blockbuster. And let me tell you, when you get tag-teamed by Braveheart with rage issues and a wrestler with a mic drop addiction, there's no hairstyle or Hollywood smile that can save you.
Back and watch the tape.
Yes.
He literally goes, "I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again."
True.
And then she kept saying, "No." "Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth."
Before we ride deeper into this chaos, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this channel doesn't just break down politics, it roasts them, dismantles them, and serves them back with a side of humor so sharp it makes hair gel evaporate. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next one. Now back to the carnage. Mel Gibson is not known for subtlety. This is the man who turned Scottish war paint into a cultural reset. He doesn't sip tea. He doesn't politely disagree. He storms into the room with all the fire of a blockbuster explosion and sets the stage ablaze. And when that force collides with Gavin Newsom's smug glow, it's like putting a grenade in a blender, messy, loud, and impossible to ignore.
Tyrus, did he leave out anything? I think there's about 100 other reasons, too.
Well, you can't, it's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morse code.
Gibson didn't see a leader. He saw a Hollywood extra pretending to be a statesman. He didn't see bravery. He saw rehearsed smirks and empty promises. He basically said, "I've played villains more believable than this guy." And for once, the audience believed him. Enter Tyrus, the refrigerator with opinions. The man who carries himself like sarcasm is oxygen. He doesn't need long speeches or clever metaphors. His entire vibe is, say it plain, say it loud, then drop the mic.
Governor Gavin Newsom and LA Mayor Karen Bass, well, they were also suggesting that LA was under control. They had it covered while, of course, LA was essentially burning. And they've been blaming Donald Trump for all the chaos in LA, while Gavin Newsom has been trying to emerge as the strong leader of the Democrats as he eyes off the presidency in 3 years' time. But actor Mel Gibson has spoken out, blasting the governor and the mayor, rightfully so, for their disastrous leadership.
If Gibson is the chaos grenade, Tyrus is the anvil that crushes everything left standing. Together, they formed a tag team so devastating that Newsom's PR team is probably still huddled somewhere with stress donuts, trying to figure out how to rebrand humiliation. Gibson swung with cinematic fury. Tyrus followed with heavyweight sarcasm. And Gavin? Gavin stood there like the prom king whose crown just got stolen in front of the whole school. Why was Newsom in the hot seat? Simple. California, under his watch, is basically a dystopian amusement park. You pay luxury prices to enter, but every ride is broken, the bathrooms are locked, and someone stole your car in the parking lot. The only thing running smoothly is the bill collector, and instead of fixing the rides, Gavin just polishes his smile and pretends it's Disneyland. Mel Gibson has seen enough of Hollywood fakery to spot a fraud instantly. Tyrus doesn't even waste time diagnosing. It's just, this is trash and here's why. Together they didn't throw shade. They built a solar eclipse over Gavin's political future. Newsom's entire brand is image. He struts like a wannabe president, hair slicker than an oil spill. Rehearsed pauses and speeches like he's auditioning for Aaron Sorkin's next drama. Serious leader face locked and loaded like it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
He's negotiating with the deaf prostitute.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with that.
Yeah. More likely.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have been coming out and calling out, Gavin Newsom endlessly, and the biggest one of all is Mel Gibson. We all know that he is a very big, open critic of Gavin Newsom, and he continues to actually do that, and rightfully so, because we already know that there's a lot of issues going on right now within the state of California.
But here's the truth. While he's practicing his monologues, California has turned into Gotham without Batman. Tent cities are multiplying faster than Teslas. Shoplifters are making CVS look like a game show. Rolling blackouts are so common they should sell candles at the DMV. And deodorant is locked behind glass like it's a precious gem. And yet, Gavin poses like he's auditioning for Commander-in-Chief the musical. Mel Gibson wasn't having it. Tyrus laughed so hard he practically suplexed the hypocrisy out of the conversation. Imagine the scene. Gibson fires off lines like he's narrating a trailer for California's collapse. In a world where leaders care more about cameras than citizens. Boom! Then Tyrus follows up with a smirk that says, "Yeah, we all see it, bro." Newsom is left standing there, political prom king, crown slipping, wondering how it all fell apart. The roast didn't just sting, it redefined him. Because when your critics aren't rival politicians but a Hollywood firebrand and a WWE powerhouse, you're not a serious leader anymore. You're a meme in real time. The irony is delicious. Newsom always wanted to be the star, the guy on magazine covers, the golden boy of progressives with a jawline sharp enough to slice avocados. But instead of starring in his own heroic saga, Gibson and Tyrus cast him as the villain of their roast special. And not even a good villain. Not Darth Vader, not Thanos. More like the Scooby-Doo bad guy who gets unmasked at the end, revealing, it was Gavin all along, scamming the town with cheap slogans and expensive hair products. That's the sting. He thought he was auditioning for the White House. Turns out he was auditioning for a blooper reel, and here's where it gets worse. Gavin's entire playbook is built on surviving scandals with style. Fancy dinner parties during lockdowns, smile through it. Homelessness out of control, distract with a speech about innovation. Environmental hypocrisy, wave the green energy flag while quietly signing off oil permits. It's the Netflix drama approach to politics. All style, no substance, endless cliffhangers, zero resolution. But Gibson and Tyrus didn't play along. They shredded the script and forced him into improv. And spoiler alert, Gavin doesn't know how to ad-lib. What makes the roast historic is the timing. Gavin was polishing his presidential ambitions, dipping his toes in swing states, showing up at fundraisers, practicing that serious but hopeful tone like he was auditioning for the pilot episode of Mr. President. Just as he was building his audition tape, Gibson and Tyrus turned it into a blooper compilation. Instead of striding onto the national stage as a contender, he stumbled in as the butt of the joke. Instead of projecting power, he projected fragility. Instead of smirking with confidence, he smirked like someone caught lip-syncing. And the best part? He can't fight back. He can't argue with Gibson. Hollywood chaos always wins. He can't spar with Tyrus. Wrestling smackdowns don't play fair. If he ignores them, the roast lingers, echoing across social media like a chant in a stadium. If he responds, he loses instantly, because nothing says thin skin like a governor clapping back at a wrestler. He's trapped in a comedy chokehold, and the internet is cheering for the other side. And let's not forget the audience's role. Clips of the roast bounced around Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube like wildfire. Memes sprouted overnight. Reaction videos flourished. Even commentators who usually play it safe couldn't resist quoting the lines. Gibson brought the cinematic heat, Tyrus brought the heavyweight punchlines, and Gavin brought the hair. The internet has a long memory, and now Gavin is stamped as the disaster in hair gel. That's not just an insult, it's a legacy. And to everyone watching right now, this is why you subscribe. Because moments like this don't just entertain, they reveal, they expose. They remind us that leadership isn't about looking good on posters, it's about actually fixing things. And when leaders fail, voices like this channel cut through the nonsense with humor, facts, and a little roasting fire. So smash that subscribe button, help us keep holding these clowns accountable, and be part of the community that refuses to be fooled by shiny hair and empty speeches. Now let's zoom out. Gavin Newsom thought California could be his presidential resume. But Gibson and Tyrus reminded everyone that his resume reads more like a disaster log. Homelessness skyrocketing, housing unaffordable, crime rates spiraling, schools underfunded, power grids failing, water mismanagement. California, the state that once symbolized hope and dreams, now looks like a theme park ride called Collapse the Experience. Admission is overpriced, refunds not available. And the guy running the show? Too busy rehearsing his smirk in the mirror. Gibson sees it for what it is, parody. Tyrus calls it like it is, nonsense. And together they delivered a takedown that made Newsom's presidential glow-up crumble like cheap stage props. The emperor isn't just naked. He's drowning in hair gel and self-delusion. And no amount of press conferences or Instagram reels can patch the hole they ripped in his brand. So next time Gavin steps up to a mic, remember this roast. Remember the moment Braveheart and a wrestler double-teamed the California Dream Machine and revealed it as a smoke machine with no power cord. Remember that California deserves more than photo ops, more than slogans, more than perfect hair. It deserves leadership, and until it gets it, Gavin Newsom's political career will remain exactly what Gibson and Tyrus exposed it as. A glossy blooper reel with no substance. And once again, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, smash that like, and share this video. Because when leaders fail this spectacularly, the least we can do is keep the spotlight on them, one roast at a time.